Okay, so this is my wife's JK Jeep with the emergency brake problem. I posted a video a little earlier about the issue. No emergency brake, no adjustment. The way these emergency brakes are made is a cam with like a clock spring that's supposed to keep tension on the brake cables right here, just enough. But the problem is when you let the brake down, the cam rides too far forward. So I've made a permanent solution to this in this little adjuster. I fabricated this out of a couple of 1/2-inch bolts and a screw and welded it to the side of the emergency brake. So how this works is just take a screwdriver, and as you can see, it's turning the cam in. It's totally adjustable. I have a nut here to lock it in place when I get it adjusted where I want it. But as you can see, it moved the cam back a little and took up a little bit of the slack in the cable. So now when I pull the brake, I've got plenty of emergency brake. It's not hitting the stopper. And I could actually go even further if I want to with the adjuster. Take it in even more. So when you let the brake down, the screw hits the cam and keeps it from advancing too far forward and putting too much slack on the cable. So now I have plenty of emergency brake. That's about as far as I can lift it with one hand. I still have plenty of clearance. With the brake down, hits the stop, and there's plenty of slack, so it's not pulling on the drum brakes, causing a friction issue. And if they were, all I'd have to do is loosen the screw a little so that when the brake comes down, it hits the screw. Even more slack here. So this is a homemade adjuster. Fabricated, works perfectly. I would suggest doing this. I know everybody doesn't have a welder. Seen one guy put a bungee cord, hooked it here, ran it underneath the cam, went around one of these bolts, and it would pull the tension back every time he let the brake down. I don't know, that bungee cable, if it comes loose, it could get tangled up in this and cause a real issue. But you need your emergency brake, even not for just parking, but if your brakes went out. This is the only way to get it stopped. This is fully mechanical, so this will get you slowed down or stopped if you were going down the road and didn't have regular hydraulic brakes. So this is my solution. Y'all are welcome to comment or ask me questions as to how I did this, but it works great. I may post a video on how to get the console out, because there's window controls, cigarette lighter, USB on these consoles in the 2013. There's a real pain to unhook some of that stuff. But here's my adjuster, homemade, works wonderfully. And I now have an adjustment that I can continue to fine-tune Crystal's brakes for. Thanks.